Scott, the Pirate men's golf team opened the season this past weekend in Minnesota. Before we talk about that, though, let's just talk about the fact that what looked like it might be a new and untested team this year has turned into much more of a veteran squad than you might have hoped for. Tell us about how all that played out.
Sure. Yeah, we had some roster turnover with some veteran guys, even a couple fifth-year guys leaving this last season. And another player that was expected to be gone made a late summer decision to be able to return to the roster in Sam Pauli. So it was an added boost, a great recruit of someone that has been in the program for a while and obviously has had a substantial amount of success. So he's entering his master's program. And then we also have a sixth-year student, Gabe Cash, who spread his master's or his MBA program out over 2 years and returned. So we have two veterans that were not necessarily in the works to be back, but sure glad that they are. And we still did add 4 new incoming first-year students. So the combination of those guys and then some veterans returning, it has created quite a diverse population of 18-year-olds just new to the college life and some 23, 24-year-old grown men. But the culture that it's creating is the experienced golfers are able to pass along their experiences to the guys that are just entering the program. So in this early season so far, it's been, I think, a really huge added bonus to the team culture.
This past weekend you were in Minnesota, the St. John's tournament for the second year in a row. A strong performance, third place finish. What did you like about our early season play?
Sure. When we go to St. John's, we're going there for 2 primary reasons, among a bunch of other ones, is to chase some of the best competition we can find in the country, and secondly, have that be not the same teams we play against all the time. So we run into the Texas and California schools a lot if we play outside the Northwest Conference, and playing a school, one of the best teams in the country in Minnesota, is just a fantastic way to test us early, and it's a storied program. I mean, 2 years ago, they lost the national championship by 1 shot and had a returning roster of all 5 guys last year. And then several of those guys are back this year in a really talented incoming pool. So they have, when they play their home tournament, they play 3 teams, A, B, and C, and their B team, it wasn't even reported on, kind of nationally, I guess, but their B team lost a huge tournament to open up the season by 1 shot to another team, basically on the final hole. So the depth, we know what we're getting into when we go there. And then another added bonus is just we're in a part of the country we wouldn't normally go to if it wasn't for, a college golf tournament. What we learned there is we teed it up with one of the best teams in the country, among a couple other teams that are also really good, I think top 25 level teams. We were right there. We faltered a little bit on the end of each round with just kind of some mental mistakes or just kind of bad timing when some things didn't go our way. But apart from the third place finish and the scores being a little bit higher than we'd like as a team, we had 2 top 4 individual finishes and a person that tied for 9th. So 3 players in the top 10 of a field of 78 with some of the best, golfers in the country was a good showing, and we'll learn what we need to do to kind of put the whole team score together in an event like that here in the coming weeks.
This weekend you're going to, early next week, you're going to be competing back here in the Northwest, the Orange and Black Invitational, a new event for you guys. Talk about who we're going to face there and what you're hoping to come out of that.
Sure. So the first thing I'd like to do is just give a big compliment to the Lewis and Clark coach in his second year of the program. Completely turned the program around, both in numbers and the extension of their budget that he's able to receive from the athletic department, just to run a program at a level where they could compete to win Northwest Conference championships in the coming years. And so they went from barely being able to field a team on men's and women's golf to like full rosters, competitive, and he's really been pushing the limits on just creating a great atmosphere not only for their players but one to host events. So the Tualatin Country Club, which is a golf course that we've never played in the Northwest Conference before, at least that I'm aware of. So just the access to a special place like that is just a fantastic venue. And then he had, even though has Northwest roots, had been in the golf business in Southern California before getting the Lewis and Clark job. So he was able to get at least Redlands and maybe another California school coming to the event. So that's kind of unprecedented that we're getting some of the California teams to come to the Northwest. And then most of the teams from our conference will be there. So a different course. Lewis and Clark, in my experience in Northwest Conference golf, hadn't done a lot of non-conference hosting. So kind of a different school hosting, a new location, and some exciting teams coming into the area should make for a really awesome field of competition.